Here's the intro. Welcome to Trial 4. Same as last time. John's got white pieces, Case has black pieces. We ball. Yeah. This is going to be very interesting. This game is so much faster paced than the other ones, so I want to see how this goes.
Yeah, I can jump here.
1, 2, or eat with it, and
Go.
Do this.
That does work, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Now, while this Bishop General move was good vision to note that you could capture the piece the Case had been moving forward, John really needs to make sure that he notices when he's being attacked by a very similar set of pieces. As you'll note, a lot of these generals, that being the Rook, Bishop, and Vice Generals from this game, very strong pieces for making trades out of nowhere. They're the strongest cannons out of all the cannon types, and they should not be taken lightly when making trades with them. They're very strong and almost always should be worth trading. In fact, the only pieces stronger than these generals is the Fire Demons themselves, the Spirit Dove, occasionally a Burning Lion, depending on the situation you're in, and maybe the Lion Hawk. Every other piece in this game is weaker than these three pieces and should always be traded for them. Before we move into the rest of the game, though, I want to quick explain a few strategies for the setup. Right away, I've noticed that both players have been pushing without really worrying about where their Fire Demons are going to be. That is a very risky move to make, especially if you're playing against somebody who knows what they're doing. Because this Pawn move, this Bishop move, and this Rook General move immediately sets up for an attack on your Fire Demon. That's a 3-move combo that has almost no risks involved for the player that's doing it. Now, if you are going to do it, I would recommend doing it on your left side, either player's left side, because doing it on the left side is much less risky when it comes to the attack, because after you make the attack, you can capture the Fire Demon, and you don't get auto-burned by the Burning Lion that's right next to it. Obviously, this area is all under the effects of the passive burn, but this Fire Demon is not under that effect right now, and as such, an attack from the left flank would be destructive. That is why a lot of times when I'm playing, the first move I will make is to immediately move my Burning Lion to this location, burn these 3 pawns. It gives this Fire Demon an easy escape if it needs to escape, and on the next move I can initiate my Vice General in one of these directions, Fire Demon, and escape pattern also. I could also perhaps bring my Bishop General back here this way and push this pawn to allow it to move behind the pawn, although that does kind of put your Bishop General into a less advantageous position. The other thing that you might want to do if you're not planning on pushing right away with the Fire Demons is just take this Copper General right here and move it 1 forward. Again, that works on every single one of these Copper Generals. And that is because the Fire Demon has this jump right here, which can be used to jump to that location and burn less useful pieces if it needs to escape. It's a temporary fix, and you shouldn't just be doing it willy-nilly, but if you're wanting to save your Fire Demons for late game, it's probably one of the better things to do to give yourself an easy place to throw that Fire Demon when you're in danger that gives it a little bit of wiggle room, but also doesn't destroy your frontline defenses when you need to move it to save it from itself. In fact, these pieces are some of the hardest to maneuver when they're in your backlines, or midlines as they are in this case, because they burn your own pieces, so they are self-destructive a lot of the times. But just getting rid of them or losing them to a simple Rook General capture is not worth it, and you should make sure to keep these safe because they are going to be your most powerful piece during this game.
I mean, you almost definitely need to move your Rook Generals before your Fire Demons, though.
I can just shoot over there, right?
Yes, you can.
Can't I just send this all the way over?
You can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this move that Case is making, I would dissuade against. See, the point that Case is trying to do here is that where his Rook General was, the Soaring Eagle could move to here, protected by the go-between, and then be eaten on the next move by the Soaring Eagle. This threat is... it's not a threat. I'm going to just put it like that. The Soaring Eagle getting to this position and holding this row is not a bad move from John's side if he was to put his Soaring Eagle on that row. It does a very good job of blocking things like your enemy's Vice Generals against the Fire Demon. The problem with the move is that it's just too slow, and Case has plenty of time to back up or simply attack. This is not a good move because the dog would capture. But the Rook General is very powerful and can put pressure on these high expensive priced pieces without having to maneuver around and deal with these pawns. For example, right now, moving your Rook General here is probably just going to lose tempo because John can either move his Soaring Eagle here, causing Case to have to move his Rook General again, or even just move this pawn to this location. Or perhaps offer a trade with this. Any of these scenarios forces Case to maneuver his Rook General again. And if you're moving one piece more than 3 times during the opening stage of the game, that's a bad sign and probably means that you're overextending your position. Right now, Case has great board control in the center. He's got his Vice General and his Rook General out. They hold grand space, which cannot be blocked. Mind you, none of these directions that Case is holding right now can be blocked by any of John's pieces. But if he keeps moving them without trying to bring more support from back here, he's going to get swarmed quickly if John knows what he's doing. A Rook General has to move when a pawn attacks it. It can capture the pawn, but if that pawn's protected, it has to move. Otherwise, you're losing a Rook General to a pawn. And that is the scariest part about this position right now. Now, in this position, John has moved his Rook General, attacking Case's Vice General. Now, one thing that I want to note is that when you're making a threat like this, you need to keep in mind what is the enemy's piece going to do? Because Case obviously is not going to make this trade on his own merits. A Vice General is obviously worth more than a Rook General. It's similar to a Queen for a Rook, and that's not a good trade. So let's look at some positions that Case could go to. Obviously, if he just moved out of the way, say over here, John doesn't have any, I mean, his Rook General being in this position is no better than his Rook General being in this position. So it is an empty threat. The other problem with this is there's better positions that Case could be going to. For example, right here, he snipes at the Fire Demon of John.
That's definitely what you want to do in this situation. Hmm? Gonna be like a predicament. The first fire demon has fallen.
This is an excellent selection by Case. Trading your Vice General for a Fire Demon is almost always the right move. There's very, very, very few cases that I've seen where a Vice General is more useful than a Fire Demon. The Fire Demon is almost always more valuable and has more potential than the Vice General. Even better, he found a way to pull this off on the Fire Demon that was not protected by the Burning Lion, meaning that John has to lose a tempo to capture this piece back with one of his pieces. Now, in this scenario, there's a lot of pieces that could be useful to recapture with. For example, moving your Lionhawk to this position could allow it to get more into the field easier because this diagonal is open. You could also use your Blind Tiger, although step movers in this game are much weaker than the previous games, so trying to use some of these step movers is probably more work than it's worth. Moving in with your Phoenix, not the worst idea. Attacking with your Princess, also a pretty good idea because you can get your Princess in the same diagonal that I was talking about with the Lionhawk. Your Spirit Dove is also primed and set up to move this direction, capturing the piece and then finishing its movement over here, which grants a ton of space control on this area.
They're slightly different in the main game, but like, just realized I'm not centered. That was probably annoying for some people.
Burn these pieces then.
Ooh. Now we've got some burning going on.
Well, burn this one too. Okay.
Oh. Both players have now lost to Fire Demon.
Yeah, huh?
Will the first promotion of the game last?
Yeah.
You don't want him to have a flying crocodile? Why not?
Why not?
It's only one of the strongest pieces in this game. Stuff for flavor and fun. Because I can't not create.
Just park this for me. Here. Nothing.
Oh boy, we get into the fun stuff, y'all. We get into the fun stuff.
Okay, okay.
Ooh, nice move.
Now with this move, I just wanted to show a fun trick that I noticed while watching their gameplay. As you can see, Case has moved his Horned Falcon here, which is an immediate threat on the Burning Lion. Now, the other things to keep in mind is that his Rook General over on this angle controls this row, his Fire Demon controls this row, and that can burn a large area of space if it moves. And then his Burning Lion also controls an area which can be burned with the movement. He's got a Rook General over here and a Bishop General on this diagonal, as well as a Bishop General on this diagonal. So right now, Case controls quite a lot of space, and this is looking really bad for John because he doesn't have a lot of control over the scenario. They have even numbers of burning pieces, as they see both of them have a Burning Lion, and they each have a Fire Demon, although John's Fire Demon is much weaker than Case's right now, and as long as Case can keep his alive, he has a huge advantage. But there is a fatal flaw in the move that Case has just made, which is this move. Moving your Soaring Eagle to this location right here blocks the attack from the Horned Falcon, simultaneously opening up your own Fire Demon to move to this location, which is not guarded by either of Case's Bishop Generals. This move would burn the Horned Falcon and this Go-Between for a little bit of extra potential, whilst moving your Fire Demon on the attack towards Case's board. Currently, Case would have no counterplay to attack it with other than moving his Rook General back, which would also be helpful for John, given that this would give him more room to maneuver around in this area of the board. The other situation in which can occur is if Case simply moves forward, his piece will be burned, and that would be a waste of tempo, which he should not do. He could instead try to burn the piece with the Fire Demon, but if you'll note, there's actually no locations that Case can go with this Fire Demon to burn the piece. If he goes to this location, he gets eaten by the Burning Lion. And there is no trade back in that scenario. The Burning Lion is completely safe in that location, since this Burning Lion cannot burn a Burning Lion. They're immune to the burn effect. The other scenario that the Fire Demon could go to is this location, which is protected against the Burning Lion, because just like I said, immune to the fire effect if it has the fire aspect. But in this location, the Vice General can capture it, in which case you'll be trading a Fire Demon for a Vice General and a Soaring Eagle, which is a trade that I would make any day of the month as John in this scenario. The only other location he could go with the Fire Demon to burn that piece would be this location, which would burn the Soaring Eagle, but suffers from the same problem where the Burning Lion can capture it. It would be a Burning Lion and a Soaring Eagle for a Fire Demon, because then the Horned Falcon would come in and recapture the Burning Lion. Another trade sequence that I'm perfectly happy with making if I was John in this scenario. The only other maneuver that could be made is perhaps something with this Rook General, but capturing is just not an option because of the passive burn that this lion is using on the battlefield.
Nice.
Take it right here.
Oh my gosh, we're down to the last two burning pieces, you guys.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Here, I can still do this.
Yeah, you can still get the trade-off. I will note that if John gets his Fire Demon promoted, it will still be Trial of Fire, because that thing's strong.
After all the dust has settled, or at least almost settled, we have gotten through a trading sequence where the Soaring Eagle has died, and Case is left with his Burning Lion. His Rook General is still in this location, but he has lost his Fire Demon. And so now the two fire pieces left in the game are the Fire Demon here and Case's Burning Lion. Case's Burning Lion has some decent push right now, but its defenses are very weak, especially given that it's currently in range of being attacked. Now, even if that weren't the case, John has lots of pieces that can quickly get into this fight and cause problems immediately for Case. Not to mention the fact that this diagonal is still open and capable of burning a lot of his pieces over here and potentially promoting. So in this exchange, I would say that Case lost a lot of his power and is now down, especially in material.
Ooh.
No more fire.
No more fire for Case. He is all burned out.
Oh.
And that would burn this and this with the pawns stationary.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's the thorn in your side that you can't ignore.
I think I'm ignoring it.
I mean, I guess you can ignore it, but like, be careful.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Here, yep.
In this maneuver, John moves backwards. I believe he's moving backwards here in this scenario because he's worried that C'ACE has some sort of strategy that he's not noticing. But in all honesty, there is no threat here. You can simply capture and get recaptured. The Horned Falcon is worth so much less than the Bishop General, it's not even funny. Like, that is just a clear point advantage if John were to capture this piece. Now, if he is worried about things, he could also defend, but better ways to defend than backing up are to give himself a little more pieces. For example, this rook can come and block on this same column. Same thing with this soaring eagle on this column. He's also got a dragon horse over here that can join the fight in a bit of a way. It would not be able to protect the Horned Falcon, although, so I wouldn't necessarily do that move. But the biggest piece that I would do in this scenario is to use your dove. As you can see, a dove is a limit ranger of 5, but 5 spaces is a pretty big space. The dove can make it to this spot right here in one move, which would protect the Horned Falcon. And getting your weaker pieces into the middle of the board immediately makes them so much more useful. Now, the biggest problem with this is that there is a Spirit Dove here. And a Spirit Dove can go 1, 2, 3, which could capture one of the pieces, but not both of them. And that's why I'm saying protecting a piece is more important. If C'ACE were to maneuver his Spirit Dove somewhere where neither piece could capture it, but it could capture both pieces in that same turn, that's when I would want to start repositioning my Fire Demon to a more advantageous location that could help protect from the Spirit Dove. Because Spirit Dove has no protection against the Fire Demon. They are the strongest pieces in this game, but you also have a Spirit Dove, and you should bring that as well.
On my side or C'ACE's side?
I'm not saying. I think we've got a flying crocodile on the board. That's check.
Wow.
And the coup de grace of this position is when John promotes his flying crocodile. Now, the flying crocodile is on par with the Fire Demon power-wise. When the Fire Demon promotes to a Demon Dragon, it is much stronger than the Flying Crocodile. But the Flying Crocodile has way more potential than you might think. Carnage combined with the ability to jump over as many pieces as you want is a very dangerous combo. As you can see in this scenario, I called check because John can capture this Kieran and then Carnage Case's king. So the only way that Case can get out of this situation is to either move this Kieran forward one space or block with a different piece so that the Carnage would have to be in this area and not in this one. Or move his king to this location, which has its ups and downs. The downside of that is that most likely you're exposing your king when there's a Fire Demon on this angle. Never a good idea to expose your king when there's a Fire Demon nearby. In this scenario, this king can easily get mated if John finds a way to attack this location and the king at the same time, because the king can't escape. So this is why, in this scenario, first things first, as Case, I would be thinking about moving my king this direction just to give it more options. Because if it's here, the options for where the king can move skyrocket. It can move to here, 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 and back to where it started. Now, this might just delay the inevitable, but sometimes delaying the inevitable is all you need for your opponent to make a mistake and you to capitalize off that. Remember, the Spirit Dove controls this much area. It's a large area.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Whoa. My Spirit Dove.
And what are you carnaging?
The queen, the princess.
Alrighty.
Whoa.
That is a fun move. This is also check.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Because then you guys could show like your. Well, I guess it'd still be a little easy to see.
I
What
did.
I see.
It's this.
No more torrential mock-offs, unfortunately. That leads us back to Case's turn. This is check again. And actually, hold on a second. I think there might be only one legal move, and I think it might also be check. Wait, hold on a second. This might be mate.
Is it?
No way.
I think it is. Oh no, I think it's checkmate. Hold on.
Go
'cause
right here.
you
can
can't block
carnage,
it.
right?
So you have to move here. But if you move there, he can go here and then carnage you. I think that's mate. I think that might be mate. Oh my gosh. See the power of units like this?
Yeah.
These two units just like you can roll into a mate so easily.
Mated by 2 pieces.
Uh-huh. John just got his first win. Let's go.
Well, that was
nice.
Okay, do I
I'll
need to
clap
miss
for you,
this?
John. Congratulations on your
Thank
first
you.
win.
Yeah.
And that's trial 4.
Oh, fire. Oh.
A trial by fire. The 4th challenge. Shogi-X. Woo! And I'll add the video right there.
Tier 3 cannon? It could just shoot over.
Yep, it can shoot over anything it wants, but it can't capture a royal piece with that movement.
So, what's stopping me from just Vice General immediately hit the Burning Lion?
You can do that if you'd like, but it'll immediately be burned by the Fire Demon. Because the Fire Demon's passive.
Yeah, but
damage
I'll still have the Burning Lion though, right? Because it catches
it would still capture it first.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That is a valid move, although your Vice General is really strong, so using it immediately, getting it killed, and losing tempo is not necessarily the most effective move. But
it's an option.
I have had people do that against me while playing this game, and they lost. So just putting that out there.
Yeah. You said that was like a good move, but like that just happened.
Well, I'm saying that it protected a valuable space. I didn't say it was a good move.
Okay.
According to regular Taikyoku Shogi, those pieces are worth 100 points.
Which one? The demons?
Yeah.
And what about the Vice General?
Like 50.
Oh, 50? Really?
They're slightly different in the main game, but like they're comparable to what they are in the real game.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if I should just sack the Vice General there.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
It is 100% worth it.
I was looking at, if I don't kill it right now, what is it going to do? And it's like, oh, you go like right here, and then you take this pawn, and then you kill like all these here, and then you get a promotion as well.
It's a very scary piece.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised no pieces have been burned yet.
Yeah.
Like, me and my friends who play this, a lot of times our first move is this, and just burn those 3 pawns. That's like our first move.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do as well. But I was like, but then like, the Vice General takes the burning line for free. If I just let it, if I put it right there.
Oh yeah, well, your Spirit Dove protects it.
Oh yeah, that's that too.
Are you questioning what I'm doing, John? I was organizing the pieces that have been taken.
Burn these pieces then.
Ooh. Now we've got some burning going on. I think I accelerated the piece off the board.
What? You accelerated it? Oh.
Well, like, you were grabbing it, I grabbed it at the same time, we both moved it over here, so it, like, doubled its speed.
Yeah.
I'll note that I'm gonna be kind of sad if both of you lose both your Fire General and Fire Demons before getting to use them. This game and the final trial are the two, like, main power jumps in the game, which is why they have special names. Like, all the other trials are, like, Trial of the blank, Trial of the blank.
Yeah, my OCD kicked off when I saw that. Trial of the Trumpets.
That is done on purpose, because the final trial is called the final trial. It's not called Trial of the whatever.
The trial of the final.
The trial of the final. You can call it Trial of the Fire if you'd like, but it's specifically made to be noticeably different. I still love like when we were starting this, and you sent me the picture of your like the board is bigger than the table text.
Hey, you didn't have to worry about my Vice General because I already hit for 5D.
Indeed. Oh, I also want to note, in the original game, the Vice General had like a hierarchy for pieces it could capture. So like in my version, it can't capture royal pieces, right? But like in the regular version, it could only capture certain pieces. And like
Yeah.
certain other of the jumpers could only capture, like the bishop general could not capture the vice general, but the vice general could capture the bishop general. And I removed that because I didn't want to make things more complicated than they already were.
Yeah. My brain is already melting.
No, we can't. Oh, sorry, my mind just exploded with possibilities right there.
Mind blown.
That'll definitely be a spot that I pause and explain some things.
Yeah. Are you okay?
I'm sorry. I was just like looking at something, and I think it's very fun. I don't think it'll happen, but I think it's very fun.
Mm. Very fun. So it's not practical. It's just fun.
No, it's practical, but like, it's hard to see. I'll say it like that.
Okay.
Which makes me sound very egotistical. I noticed it.
I mean, you've made this.
That doesn't mean I'm good at the game. I've made a lot of games that I cannot win.
Well, it's like as they say, devs don't play their own game.
Exactly. I mean, I do play this game, but I'm not very good. There's like I have like one friend that really enjoys playing these games with me, and he beats me 98% of the times that I play. I think I beat him. I'm pretty good at beating him at Chew or Trial 2 and Trial 3, but
when the power level's low.
Yes. When everything's very slow and there's not really too many cannons to worry about. When it starts getting a little higher, he's much better at seeing the board than me.
Huh. If a vice general is worth 50 points, how much is the queen?
The princess, you mean?
Oh, yeah,
or the
princess,
queen?
Like
the queen is worth like 9 points.
9.
Princess is
so
worth like 15, 16 points. Mainly just because it's a promotion.
Yeah.
Spirit Dove is worth like, I think 27 points, if I remember correctly. Lion Hawk is worth, I think, 25-ish. It's really, like, I didn't actually put, like, assigned point values to these pieces, because it depends on a lot of factors, like how big the board is, and what aspects are in play. Because, like, Burning is really strong, but once Splash is introduced, it immediately gets nerfed.
Oh, Splash.
Splash, like, basically neuters it.
Yeah, the day Splash is OP.
Exactly. But, like, Splash is completely useless when fire isn't, like, a thing. So on its own, it's not worth much. So, like, if you have a bunch of Splash pieces, but your enemy has lost all their fire pieces, it's a dead aspect. I was gonna say things are really heating up.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? My stomach just growled really loudly.
You're hungry for shogi.
I'm hungry for shogi. I wonder if there's a way to make it so that like you draw lines, but only you can see them.
I wish.
Is it? Not sure if there is.
I think I could script something like if player draws something, hide it from everyone else except Dex, the DM.
The DM.
Yeah.
I am the DM of this game. Do you think this game makes a lot of sense? Let's see what the dove promotes to.
Heavenly. Oh.
The Divine Pawn Princess.
Is Divine misspelled, by the way?
Yes, I realize I misspelled Divine. I've misspelled Divine on every single piece in this game, and I'm not changing it. That's what we call bad English.